Hey Nick, Kyle just told us that you're gonna have both Deebo and George Kittle back this week. Just what does that do for maybe your confidence and just overall the team's energy and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, they're two great playmakers on this football team, and even getting on the practice field this week, you're quickly reminded about their speed. They're so fast in every practice rep, in every game rep, and we're gonna love to have their speed, physicality, and mindset back on the field this week. Pump for those guys that they're finally healthy.
Hey Nick, did going through this last week, just kind of the ramp up to a game, did it give you any things to kind of tinker with this week as far as how you budget your time during the week, what you spend certain days on, or was that routine pretty much already in place for you?
Yeah, I mean, my routine has stayed the same really since my kind of first couple years in the league, as far as when I do third downs, base downs, what I study on certain nights. So my routine's pretty consistent, but the time management part of it, about how much time you need to really get your confidence going, to create that confidence in your preparation and things like that. So yeah, it was a really comfortable week, and always just trying to over prepare as much as I can.
Nick, as a backup, I'm sure practice reps, particularly during the season, are hard to come by. But how helpful is it? How much more in a rhythm are you right now? Now that you've had really 2 full weeks of practice.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Getting all the reps, it just creates confidence. You know what to expect. You know what you're going against. You feel different things out. You really just, you feel what it's going to feel like in the game. And you're seeing defenses, you're seeing the looks. And so all of those reps and preparation lead up to Sunday. And that's things you don't get as a backup. So it definitely helps, and it creates confidence as you go into Sunday.
Hey Nick, at various times over the past year, Kyle and Fred Warner this week termed Ross Dwelley one of your guys' better football players, which I'm sure would surprise fans who may not see him as such. I think I understand what they're getting at when they say that. What does that mean to you? Um, and I don't know. Do you share that sentiment?
Yeah, I totally agree. When you talk about a football player, it's all encompassing. You know, everything that you do, the way that you're a teammate, the way that you handle your business, just the way that you play the game. You take advantage of every opportunity you get when that time comes, and you do it to the best of your ability, and then you maximize your ability, and that's what Ross does a great job of. Every time that you think he's not going to do something crazy special, he does it, and that's something special about him, and that's what makes him one of the best, just overall football players on our team.
Nick, now that you have those extra playmakers out there, how does that change how you approach the preparation or the game this week?
I think it. I mean, it adds some excitement. You know, you can get the ball into those guys' hands. Haven't played with George in a while, and so he's always messing with me about like, I can't wait to play with you again. You know, and so I love that. And George and Deebo, those guys bring energy. They bring great energy. They're leaders of this football team, and that helps the entire offense. It helps the team, and they've done great in practice. Like I said, very fast, very physical, great mindsets. And so we're pumped to have those guys out there, and it's been a great week.
Nick, I haven't annoyed you with questions about listening to crowd noise on Apple Music in a couple years, but it seems like you might have actually been ahead of the curve a little bit because now that's what all the stadiums are doing. What was your impression of that? Just your first couple times out there, and maybe the way that you go about things in the huddle and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, um, that's funny. That's good. That's good, Nick. But yeah, I mean, I feel like as football players, you want to play with fans. You know, that's the natural thing. You want to perform in front of fans. Last year, Levi Stadium, it was rocking. It was a place where the fans and the players could connect and things like that. And just based off of the plays that we made, it was a really fun atmosphere. And the fact that we don't have that, it was tough. It was tough to get used to. But once you're out there playing the game, you hear the automated crowd noise or whatever it is. Um, you just go play the game. At that point, you're focused on your job. You're focused on what you have to do to execute. And the first game was a little different, just getting a feel for it. But the further it went, the more real it felt, and you could feel it from the start. And so the games are it's right back to just football now, playing, executing, and competing for wins.
Two more for Nick.
Nick beat me to the reference to the Apple Music thing. But speaking of that, how much more comfortable do you feel in your preparation when it comes to your knowledge of the offense and making those play calls, just given now that you're in your 4th season in the system?
Super confident. That's what you prepare for. You prepare all week. Your calls. All the adjustments you have to make. And that's one thing I'm a believer in. You're always playing the game in your head before it starts. And so you got your practice, and then you got your walkthroughs, and then your practice, and then just playing the game in your mind, hearing the calls, walking through the plays again. And that's, I guess you could say, I'm a believer in visualization, and so that's one thing that I always try to do, and it helps me stay smooth on my progressions.
And Nick, what have you seen from the Eagles' defensive line? And I also want to know, what were a couple areas that the coaches told you could improve off of last week's performance?
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles' defense, they're very aggressive. You can tell from the start. They got a really good D-line that I think we're all aware of. Graham and Cox up front. They're two very experienced, talented, aggressive football players. And Slay, the corner, and their other secondary guys, just aggressive defense. And I like that. I mean, I feel like if I was a D coordinator, I would teach a pretty aggressive style as well. So I think they do some good stuff on defense, and we're excited to go against them on Sunday night. And what was your second question? Sorry. Oh, improvement. Yeah, improvement from the game. I think just our different ball handling. There's like some just ball fakes and small details, and like carrying out your fakes, some small details. And then it's something that I think I did a pretty good job of, but you can always get better at, is just natural pocket movement. You're dropping back, keeping your eyes downfield. You obviously can't look at the D lineman. So just feeling natural pass rush, the soft spot in the pocket. That's one thing that I'm always focused on. And with their D line, I think it'll be critical this week.
Make sure you subscribe.